Welcome to the plant anatomy class. Today we will discuss about one of the important functional aspects of leaf anatomy. Before that, I would like to ask you a question to spark your imagination about the primary function of the leaf, or why we need a leaf in a plant. Have you ever wondered how the small part of the plant could able to synthesize the food for the entire plant body? Where does such powerful food manufacturing unit present in the leaf? What type of cells are responsible for the food factory mechanism? If you are curious to know about this fact, you need to look into the anatomy of the leaf. Leaf anatomy is nothing but arrangement of cells which is present inside the leaf, or we can also say like study of arrangement of and organization of cells within the leaves. Not just the structural arrangement but also the functionality of cells. In order to study that in detail, you need to slice the leaf into smaller fragments, or you need to take a cross section of a leaf. To view the internal structures, the size of your section which determines the resolution of the internal structures, nothing but a cell. Thinner the section, better the resolution of the leaf. Using the microscope, you can see the arrangement of cells which is present inside the leaf. Generally, you can see the cells are arranged from 5 to 6 layers, or we can also call it as a rows. Cells in each row has specific structure. Ultimately, they also have specific function. So in most of the leaf cross section, the first thick layer what you observe is called as a cuticle layer, which is something similar to our skin layer that gives the primary protection to the leaves. Below the cuticle, you can see the single layer of cells arranged in the uniform size and shape called epidermis. So opposite end of the or other side of the leaf will also have the same cuticle followed by the epidermis. So which means the cell has two epidermal layer. One is called as the lower epidermis, another one is called as a upper epidermis. Here you can observe that lower epidermis is not continuous. Unlike the upper epidermis, you can observe the continuity. So without any interruption. So the interruption is caused by due presence of a unique special type of cell called stomata. These stomata present in the lower epidermis responsible for the gaseous exchange and transpiration process in the plants. Hence, plants could able to balance their temperature. So now we look into the middle area. So it is also called as mesophyll. So meso refers to the middle layer or in between the lower and the upper epidermis. Phyll, which directly means a leaf. So that's why it's called as a mesophyll. The mesophyll layer consisted of two different type of cells. One is called as the palisade parenchyma. Another one is called as a spongy parenchyma. The palisade parenchyma cells are present next to the upper epidermis, whereas spongy parenchyma have close connection with the lower epidermis. So in between the mesophyll layer, you could find specialized well-developed tissue called vascular bundles. As you know, vascular bundles consist of xylem and the phloem cells. So xylem is responsible for the conduction of water and phloem is responsible for the conduction of food in the form of starch and as well as the mineral salts. So now you could able to imagine how the cells are arranged inside the plant leaf. Similarly, this kind of arrangement of cells present in the most of the plant kingdom. Okay, so now the question comes, where does that food factory system is present in the anatomy? The answer is palisade parenchyma cells. So in the mesophyll layer, it's considered as a food manufacturing unit in all the plants. Since this palisade parenchyma contains more number of chloroplasts, a subcellular organelle, ultimately more number of chlorophyll pigments. So more number of chlorophyll pigments leads to the increase in the photosynthetic rate. So photosynthetic rate is a kind of highest in the palisade parenchyma of mesophyll when compared to the other cells. So one of the active cells in the plant is the palisade parenchyma of mesophyll. And now we can relate with the food factory system. The first carbon molecule produced out of photosynthesis is the glucose. So that will be moved to the vascular bundles and to the phloem, especially to the phloem cells, and it will transport the food to the entire plant body. So imagine the functional aspect of leaf. If there is no leaf in a plant, ultimately no food for the plant. So by studying the anatomy, we can understand the internal structures, shape and size in detail and relate their functional aspects. Trust you enjoyed this session. We shall connect soon with the another interesting topic. Stay tuned and cheers.